In this video, we'll take a look at some common mistakes which, if we can avoid them, will make us look more professional and give us better results with the work we're producing. How to hold a hammer. The best place, in fact the only place you should hold your hammer, is at the end of the rubberized grip. If you hold it any closer to the head, you sacrifice control and deliver less force to the head of the hammer. Think of the hammer as an extension of your arm, and with practice you'll achieve a greater level of accuracy. The flared end of the mallet shaft is what you hold when using the mallet. Once again, this is not good practice. More effort is needed to produce the same amount of force. The same rule applies whether it's a mallet, a hammer, a club hammer, an axe or a hatchet. Hold the handle at the end. Using a bench vise. This is what not to do. The workpiece is more likely to move because it's high in the vise. Your arm will also be at an angle which will reduce the efficiency of the cut. With the workpiece low down, it's held more securely in the vise and your arm can operate freely to give an unrestricted stroke which uses the full length of the saw. Making a rip cut. Working like this isn't good practice for two reasons. The workpiece isn't secure in the vise and it's more difficult to keep to the pencil line. If you need to rip a length of timber, you need to get above the work and saw from both sides to maintain an accurate cut. Keep turning the work over as you cut down the line, keeping the saw as vertical as possible. Working in a mess. Working in a mess surrounded by loose material not only represents a hazard, but costs you time and money. Make it good practice to clear up as you work, so that you don't have a lot to do just before you go home. Keep your pencil sharp. You can see the point on this pencil is the same thickness as the lines on the metal rule. Each line represents a single millimetre, and so should your pencil. As the tip of this pencil is flat and blunt, it spans 2 full millimetres. This can only lead to inaccuracy when marking out. Blunt pencil will help you to produce poor, inaccurate work. Cutting sheet materials. Cutting sheet materials, especially thin ply, need some preparation. Get yourself some saw stools and lengths of timber to make a platform. You can't easily cut sheet materials without first making a proper support. By creating a simple platform like this one, you're saving yourself time and effort, and you'll avoid damaging your materials. Plumb and level. Level is when something is in line with the horizon, in other words, horizontal. Plumb is when something's vertical, in other words, straight up and down. These two terms aren't interchangeable and shouldn't be confused. Denailing timber. Even a small nail like this can cause an injury and must be removed. If you see a nail protruding from timber that's been thrown away or from a frame that's just been built, it's your responsibility to do something about it. The least you can do is hammer it down, but the best is to remove it altogether. Planing end grain. If you place a scrap of wood at the far side of your workpiece, you'll prevent the end grain from splitting out. If you use this method, you should end up with a clean square edge like this. And if you don't, this is what happens.